So I was diagnosed with patellar femoral pain syndrome. So it's
Hmm.
right on the patella on the left knee. So I got it about mid last year. I was doing ATG stuff because I was trying to address my hip problems with ATG. And then when doing one of the exercise, I overloaded too much the knee and I felt like a pinch and a pain. Went to see physios. I just did dry needling. They said and stuff like, "Oh, your glutes are not active," so they just gave me isolated glute-based stuff. And then I returned back to doing ATG. And while trying to return to rugby this year in January, doing some like change of direction stuff, that knee pain played up again,
Hmm.
and that patella femoral pain syndrome coming back. So
Right.
I was like, I'm kind of sick of all the mainstream stuff in the physio because I wasn't really going anywhere with it. So that was the main problem. That knee just keep flaring back up, the same injury occurring.
Got it. Got it. And in the PT, what have they tried to have you do?
So initially was just the dry needling. Another PT. He was a good guy, like don't get me wrong, but like it was kind of like, okay, he did a test where he lift my back leg.
Mm.
I was like right on the bench, he'll lift my back leg and he'll just put his fingers on the glute max area, the muscle area, and found like, oh, there was like a delay in it firing muscle
Right.
wise. So he'll
Hmm.
give me like on the wall, like sort of pistol squats, really just focusing on trying to get the mind muscle to the glute area. And that was okay. But when I getting back into running, I didn't feel the knee was as fluid, or like I still get some tightness in that knee. So I didn't like I asked him like, oh hey, I'm doing these exercises and like my knee is not as fluid as the right knee. So the left one wasn't fluid as the right. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter as long we just need to get you strong in your glute. That's all that matters. So it's like, oh, that's kind of like a I don't know, more of a turning like a point like, oh, okay, so this is not the most efficient way of addressing these sort of injuries. So that kind of put me off. Yeah. So that
Got
was
it.
the going through physiotherapy.
Right. So in the beginning, when we started doing the assessment, what did you feel on the left side when you did the elevated tall curls?
So when we started tile curls, left side was, oh man, it was just like half burn, like it was just crazy burn.
Hmm.
I couldn't even move all my toes effectively. So like probably like a minute in, the toes will stop. Because like, my mind can't like connect directly to the toes to curl the towel, and like I was getting a lot of calf burn. So
Right. But there was
yeah.
no glutes, right?
Oh, but no, no, zero glutes. Yeah.
Right. So what do you feel now after 12 weeks?
Oh, I feel a lot of glutes like having putting pressure on where we need to be and the really focus aspect really helps really getting that neurological connection. So now I'm feeling like a burn on my glutes, which is like, oh, it's a big difference. Not a lot of calves now.
Right. So
So
that's
yeah.
that's significant difference, which people don't understand that what your foot is doing can directly influence your glutes,
Yeah.
right? Otherwise, it might seem like, this guy's crazy. Why is he working on the foot?
Yeah.
What's the purpose? Well, once you understand the fascial connection, the hyperarch fascial connection from the feet to the glutes, and then you understand better. But there is no muscle that travels from the foot to the glutes. So if you look at the mainstream anatomy, you will be confused. You'll be like, oh, this stupid guy doing some foot exercise thinking that it will influence the glute. There's no muscle there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're not
That's
working on the muscle. We're really working on the fascial connection.
yes, as a different perspective or like way different from mainstream. So yeah, I would would never thought like the plantar fascia is like a big sensory organ, like you said, and it plays a big role in like that fascia connecting from the foot to the glutes and then sort of clearing any adhesions around the body.
Right. So what is your result now after 12 weeks? How does your knee feel?
So the knee feels like probably much better. Like I can don't have to. I remember I used to spend like probably like an hour or 2 hours just like foam rolling
Mm.
just to do like a workout session or do like a footy session, like train, do some running and stuff. Like it was crazy, but now like I can just do the rollout and then like the daily work and then like okay, I'm pretty sweet. The knee's not as tight. Like did like a session on Saturday with one of the boys who play international sevens rugby, and like usually if I did that change of direction stuff, my knee will get sore, like in the beginning of this year. But now it's like, oh shit, like I don't feel that anymore, like that tightness in the morning. It's not like that anymore. It's like, oh, I feel pretty fine.
Right.
So I've, yeah, it's crazy, like because this stuff is like sort of connecting naturally.
Right.
It's tough, man, but yeah, who would thought like from feet to glutes? Like, no, last year if you told me that, if you said this to me, I'd be like, oh no, this is crazy. Like, this is no way. This like we got to go back to isolate the muscle, work on this muscle before working the other muscle. So yeah, it's really different philosophy.
Right. So talk about your speed, like your 50-meter speed. What was the before and after?
Oh wow, okay, it started really slow. Because I've never been quick on the field, never been a like so we started pretty slow, like 9 seconds, 50 meters. And then as I progressed on, and then I managed to get down to about 7.18 seconds in a few weeks, just doing applying the recovery protocols and stuff.
Good.
So um man, like there's like getting some results saying like not to get knee pain after sprints, which is it's like okay, I'm sort of heading in the right direction.
Right. So you are running faster, and then you are running without knee pain now.
Yeah.
Great. So you followed hyperarch fascia training for a while. So what made sense to you in terms of our message?
I think what made sense was the fact that there's something more than just the muscles, like having to focus on muscles to like for performance or athletic performance. There's something a bit deeper. Um, that foot connection, like I think in a natural way, you can sort of gain athleticism from the foot to the glutes.
Mm,
So there's a lot more to the body than what mainstream has said. So um, what really got to me was like how if you address the fascia, so this connective tissue around you, you can sort of start the natural healing process of any niggle you have. So yeah, I was like how we like every day I was working in the office for a while and like I wear like tight dress shoes and stuff and that like never thought about that really affecting my performance like going back into training. So how you treat the foot really impacts the rest of the body so
yes.
much. So getting that foot function like held back in like I don't know like the Nathaniels do walking back in the day and barefoot and they can do that for however long, how we've lost that sort of function
Right.
uh, through the social interaction and things like that. So yeah, it makes sense having good function in the foot that sort of connects to the rest of the body. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Was there anything that in the beginning you had doubt before the training, but then after you start to feel it, it just clear up the doubt? What is that? Do you have anything that you weren't sure before, but then after you felt it in your body, you were like, oh, okay, this is how it works.
I had my doubts in the beginning, like, but I was willing to give it a go because I kind of tried everything else with the mainstream stuff. So I knew it was going to take time just to, I was like with anything, any behavioral change or things you want to achieve, it's going to take time. So I was willing to stick with it and I'm like, oh, just day by day, bit by bit, hopefully get somewhere. So
Good, good. And how would you describe hyperarch fascia training to someone who has not tried it before? What, in your own words?
oh, that's weird because people be like, where's the weights? Where
Yeah,
can I do
where's
the
the
bench or
weights?
something?
Mm,
Yeah. I'll hyper arch is like getting, I don't know, just naturally connecting yourself to your body.
mm,
Like, like there's like, I'll describe it how you sort of describe like how there's an orange, right? And when you peel the orange, there's like that membrane, that white stuff. That white stuff's like the fascia that connects everything. And the orange stuff's like the muscle and whatever you have inside the skeleton. That's like fascia, that's connecting everything. And if that doesn't slide, It sort of affects the function of majority of the body. So it's a different perspective than just focusing on the muscle. So it's like I'd say it's like a connection, getting a connection from your feet, which is the plantar fascia, big sensory organ, and then getting it up to your glutes and rest of the body. So yeah, so it'll be kind of out of the blue explaining it to people, but yeah, I think it's like getting most at the end of the day is getting better connection from the foot to the glutes through connective tissue.
Great, great. Well, thank you very much. You did very good. You worked very hard, and your problem is resolved. I'm very happy. And you also your speed went up. And I think it can go even higher because your on some of the results that the response that you have, there's still some unstableness, but I think you can improve a lot from here. Okay?
Yeah.